I'm Desha Jackson, entertainment and sports lawyer extraordinaire. And today I'm here to speak with you about copyright. What is copyright? Simply the right to copy. That is like brilliant. I don't know, to me that was just a brilliant thought. Wow, copyright, the right to copy, just change it around. Makes it very easy to understand the concept of what it is. The term copyright, what does that actually mean? I'm going to tell you. It's the body of exclusive rights granted by statute to authors for protections of their work. This includes exclusive rights to make, publish copies of the work, to make other versions of the work, and with certain limitations, it also means to make recordings of the work and to perform the work publicly. So again, what do you get when you have a copyright? You get the right to reproduce, you get the right to prepare derivative works, you get the right to distribute your work, you get the right to perform your work, and you also get the right to display your work. Now, copyright is the protection of expressions of ideas, not the ideas themselves. And that is such an important concept for people to grasp because they think, hey, I have an idea, I'm going to run down to the courthouse, the copyright, ShopRite, wherever I think I'm supposed to file, and protect my idea. But that's not what it is. It is your idea in a tangible form. So what do we mean by that? What exactly can you protect with a copyright? I'm going to tell you. Literary works, musical works including accompanying words, dramatic works including accompanying music, pantomimes and choreographic works, pictorial, graphic, and sculptural works, motion pictures and other audiovisual works, sound recordings, ding, ding, ding for all you musicians out there, and architectural works. That's what can be protected. That's the tangible form that you can take down to the Copyright Office and say, hey, please protect my tangible expression of my idea. Now, let's take a look at the parties, specifically in music industry, this would be important to, or who would get involved in this copyright process. We have a songwriter, a composer, a publisher, maybe a music licensing agency. Each of them have different rights, and it depends on how the business relationship is structured. Well, what do we mean by that? Some may have the right to publish the work. Some may have the right to perform the work. Some may have the right to distribute the work. And usually these are things that are laid out in agreement. How much, when it ends, how it starts, all of those things usually are laid out in an agreement. So you ask all this stuff about copyright, Ms. Jackson, why is this so important to me? Why should I be concerned? Well, copywriting gives you a lot of rights that you wouldn't otherwise have if you didn't have a copyright registration. And let me make it clear, there's two separate things here. When you create a work, once you create it according to the copyright law, you do have a copyright in that work. The next step is to register your work. And so what you would want to do, and that's what we're talking about here, why is it important to register your work? I'm going to tell you why. Every copyright registration provides benefits that you wouldn't otherwise get if you didn't have the registration. So what are some of those benefits that you're going to get? Well, if you register, you will provide and establish a public record of the claim. If you register in the United States, it is necessary to register the origin before an infringement suit may be filed in court. Another important thing to to note about registration is that if it is made before or within 5 years of the publication of your work, it will establish the validity of the copyright and of the facts that are in your certificate. Extremely important. In addition to that, if you register within 3 months after publication of the work or prior to any infringement action on the work, statutory damages and attorney's fees will be made available to you, the copyright owner, in court actions. Otherwise, if you don't do this, you only can get an award of actual damages and profits that's available to you at the time. So, did you hear that? If you register within 3 months of publication, you could get statutory damages and attorney's fees. Very important for you to understand. These are things you cannot get if you don't have the registration. The statute gives you that right, gives you those benefits if you win your suit. Another benefit, the registration allows the owner of the copyright to record the registration within the United States Customs Service for protection against the importation of infringing copies. Now, registration, everyone should know, can be made at any time within the life of the copyright. Unlike the law before 1978, there was a requirement that when the work was it has to be registered in an unpublished form. Before 1978, there was kind of distinctions. If it was unpublished, then you can register, and there were steps you had to take. But guess what? After 1978, everything changed. So it doesn't have to be in an unpublished form. You can just go ahead and file your copyright and protect your work, not being concerned that it is unpublished. So what does that mean? If you went out and you sold some books, or you went out and you put something up on the internet of your work, it's fine. You could still get the protections under the copyright law. So if you want to look up the copyright law, and I know sometimes people say, well, what is she exactly talking about? You can check out Section 410C of the Copyright Act, and you will see that specifically the provision about the 5 years and the 3 months, and what you will get, some of the benefits you will get if you do register. Well, that is it for today. I am Desha Jackson. Should you need any legal consultation, please feel free to call me, Desha Jackson, Esquire.